Guys, Tesla stock is not looking pretty right now at all. It's currently about 3:30 p.m., so we're halfway through power hour, and the stock is down almost 4%, trading at 185 when just literally 3 days ago, it was at $208 a share. So we're going to do an update here on the stock. We're going to do a follow-up on these charts and talk about where I could see Tesla going in the short term. I'm also going to outline some key levels that I'm looking at, so if you all find value, of course, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo. Link down below. It's free money, guys. More on that later. And now let's dive into it. So again, Tesla stock is down about 4%, 3.7 to be exact, down about $7 a share on the day. It's right in the mid 180s right now. And like I said, guys, it was just at 208 on the 31st of March, essentially, the last day of trading on March, and now we're at what, 185? We actually hit 183 earlier in the day. So Tesla is down 11.5%. In other words, it is in correction territory now in just the past couple of days. If we're looking at from 208 down to 183, and of course it was already in correction territory. In fact, it was in a bear market heading into this, but it's down another 11% in the past couple of days. All right, we get it. So at this point, if we pull up the 4-hour chart, let me show you guys this. The fact that we failed at 208, looking at this now, let me actually get rid of this alert. We can see we clearly put in a lower high. Do you guys see that? Let me actually pop these tools up, and I'll show you guys. Look, we had two lower highs that were hit a couple weeks ago. That was from the middle of February, so almost 2 months ago. So we hit around, what, 218, then we hit 212. Now we just hit, like I said, we peaked a couple days ago at 208. Now we're starting to dump under the moving averages here on the 4-hour chart, which is not good. And I think on the 20-day chart as well, yeah, look at that. Now on the 20-day chart, we're back under the moving averages when just a couple of weeks ago, we were clearly holding higher lows above the moving averages. At least we were here back, when was that? The end of March. So the trend's clearly starting to turn. It's clearly turning. In fact, we also took the lows out from the end of March, which those lows were 185 or more like 186-ish, 185. And again, we hit 183 today. So we clearly took those lows out. That's not good. We have a clear move here under the moving averages. Now, any day now, we can get a death cross here on Tesla stocks. So it's not looking pretty. It looks like we're starting to reverse on the 1-hour chart, and on the 4-hour chart, let me say this, even though we put in a lower high, which is clear, the bulls are also still fighting. This is kind of like the last-ditched effort for the bulls here. Let me actually clear the drawing set and show you guys this. You could also argue we're technically holding a higher low right here, which I can see what you mean if you say that, because look, if I get the handy-dandy oval tool back out, we're technically at a higher low for looking at where we were from the middle of March. But again, we took the lows out from the end of March, which I mentioned 2 minutes ago, which is the biggest argument against the bullish case here. But look, you could give it to the bulls. They're holding on by a thread. And let me tell you this, if this level breaks, if we clearly fall under 180 especially, and we start going for the lows from the 20th of March being right here, let me draw that out and zoom in. You guys can see back then we were at what, 175? If we start going 175, we break 175, that's when things are going to get ugly. And my goodness, guys, they could get ugly quick here on Tesla. So it's a big spot for the bulls here at 180, 185. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. Those are some key levels that I'm looking at here on this particular stock. And when I'm filming this video, it's about what, 3:30 p.m. Like I said, we're midway through power hour. I don't know if I mentioned that in this video, but either way, we're midway through power hour, and the markets are not doing that well. We have the Dow up 0.3%, which is actually the only green index right now. We have the S&P down 0.3%. We have the Dow up 0.3% right now, which is actually the only green index, and we have the S&P down 0.3%, as the Nasdaq and the Russell, those are each down about 1.1%. So yeah, the Nasdaq's not doing well. It looks like big tech in general today is getting squashed. I mean, we talked about Tesla. Let's take a look here at Apple. Apple's down 1.3%. We have Microsoft's currently down 1%. Google, let's see, Google, it's down 0.5%, so not that bad for Google, but still it's selling off. Amazon's down 2.5%, not looking pretty for Amazon, as Meta's down almost 2%, 1.8% to be exact right now. So big tech's not holding up well at all right now. The small caps are getting hit. Let's take a quick look at the bank stocks. Let's see how they're doing today. JP Morgan's up 0.3%, so the big dogs, at least one of them is doing well. Bank of America, okay, that's down 1.3%. Wells Fargo is actually up as well, so banks are not doing that bad. I guess that's a reason why the Dow's holding up today. Let's come down a little bit more here and see some of the regional banks. Let's see FRC down 2.8%. All right, WAL is down 11%. So Western Alliance Bancorp is starting to turn back to the downside. Not looking good. Earnings coming up here in the next couple of weeks for Western Alliance. They're on the 19th, so actually in 2 weeks from today when I'm filming this on the 5th of April on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon, guys. By the way, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. I appreciate you guys as always, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo using that link down below. Once you open up an account, you get 1 free share of stock. If you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more free shares totaling 5, and if you deposit at least $1,000, guys, listen to this, you get another 10 stocks totaling 15 free stocks. So if you want some free money, you want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below. And now let's talk a little bit more. So the next bank stock, what was it? The regional banks. We got to look at Zions. Let's pull that up, or Zion, whatever it's called. Zions. I'm thinking about the basketball player, guys. Yeah, I haven't really even heard of Zion's Bank Corporation before this whole debacle. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but yeah, I got those confused for a second. Either way, Zion's Bank Corporation is actually up on the day 3.2%. Not bad at all. So this is, I mean, it's up on the day, but it's still clearly in the range it's been in for about a month now, a little bit less than a month, about 3 weeks, which has been right around $27 to about $32-$33. So it's still stuck in this range. Doesn't look like it wants to reverse anytime soon, and we'll see how that does moving forward, guys. So let's see any other stocks here worth mentioning before we wrap up the video. On the flip side here, guys, FCNCA. We can pull this up and talk about this one really quickly. This is the company that bought a good chunk of SVB's assets at a very steep discount. I think it was like a 20% discount or something like that. This stock just keeps on trucking along, guys. I think when that news initially came out, it gapped out of $900, which was a big resistance. Actually, the resistance was more at about $860, but either way, it gapped above $900 that day, and it's just been making higher highs, higher lows ever since. I thought it would cool off a little bit, but I guess I was wrong. I mean, this thing really did not cool off. It hit 900 that day, creeped up to about 935 that day. Then the next day it was 945. Next day hovered right around 945. Then the next day it shot to about 975, and now we just hit over $1,000, which I do believe is an all-time high on this thing. Yeah, it's just hit an all-time high. And all of you guys asking me, well, not many of you have asked me, but on TikTok, on the different platforms, like, oh, are you buying this because they just bought SVB's assets at a discount? Guys, there's no way I'm buying it at this point. I mean, it's running away from itself. It's on an all-time high. And whenever a stock is at an all-time high, especially when there's a fresh piece of news that just came out and it's kind of hot in the short term, I tend to avoid it, because once that news gets stale, it dies off a little bit, the dust settles, so could the stock. And I feel like FCNCA could be due for a pullback. I just don't know when it's going to happen. So for that reason, I am not playing it. I'm just going to be watching it to see how it does in the short term and how things unravel, because let's be honest, the whole banking crisis, even though it's maybe not as talked about as it was 2 weeks ago, it's still here. It's in the present, and there could be more things to come. So keep that in mind. And with that being said, I guess I'm going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and my second channel, Stas Talks Money, which I'm doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. Once I hit 1,000, I'm going to Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, a random person $100. That's my word, guys. So go subscribe. Stas Talks Money, link down below. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, 12 stocks from Webull. Check out the Patreon down below. I'll catch you guys later.